How's it going, guys? realchris1 here on CGC. Today, I am bringing you a review of Dead Island for the Xbox 360, PS3, or PC. I know this game is pretty old now. I think it's 2010, maybe early 2011. Yeah, definitely 2011. But I know this isn't a review, it's not one of those reviews that you watch as soon as the game comes out and decide whether you want to buy it right away or not. I'm not a professional reviewer, so I didn't play the game right away. I didn't get the game right away and beat it instantly. I bought the game around Christmas time this year, and I just beat it last night. And I want to just give my 2 cents on it and review it. And I know that what you're watching here, the trailer, the launch trailer, or the announcement trailer, has been known as probably one of the best trailers ever. And it really sucks because this trailer kind of disappoints when you get the actual game. But I'm here to, review the game. And so if you've seen this trailer and you thought, wow, this game looks awesome, don't let this trailer fool you. It's a really great trailer, and I really like Dead Island, but I've got a few points to go over and explain what's good, what's bad, and why this trailer hasn't lived up to the actual game. Or other way around, sorry. Why the game hasn't lived up to the trailer. So I'm going to start off with the graphics. I think the graphics of Dead Island, well, obviously here you see this is CG, this isn't the actual graphics. I find the graphics of Dead Island are actually pretty good for a next-gen console game. I think they're standard. They look nice. Everything seems somewhat polished. There's obviously room for improvement. Whenever I play a game and I think about reviewing it, because usually when I play a game and I beat it, I think about reviewing it. I think about making a video about it. And every time I think about graphics, I think Crysis 2. If I'm going to compare anything, Crysis 2 is what I'm comparing it to graphics-wise. And obviously this game does not live up to Crysis 2 standards, but I think everything looks nice. It's not great, but it's not horrible. One of the lacking things about the graphics in this game is the animation can be very I don't know how to describe it. We're very, bland. You'll get sick of seeing the same zombies swing their arms over and over again through the entire game. It starts to get kind of repetitive and annoying. And the voice syncing in this game is horrible. It is brutal. But, if you see some gameplay here, this is from the beta, I think. And, it doesn't look horrible. This guy's killing zombies. It looks good. So no complaints that it doesn't look good. It's just sometimes it just sucks ass, I guess. So I would give the graphics of this game a 7 out of 10. Just because, like I said, the animation and voice sync is lacking. It's not as good as it should be, or it could be. But it's okay. Next thing I want to touch up on is sound. Now, sound in this game, I think, is awesome. I can recall countless times where I've been playing this game co-op or by myself, and I've been scared shitless just because of the sound factor. There's been times where I'd be walking around the jungle, or I'd be, walking through a hotel, and I'd just hear something, and it'd scare me. I'd be walking through the jungle, and I would hear these beautiful sound effects. You'd hear these birds, and, you'd hear the trees blowing in the wind, and then you'd hear this loud-ass roar, and you could swear it's right behind you. And you turn around, and there's nothing there. And it feels like it feels so well done that it makes you, the sound in this game makes you, look around to see where you are, see where enemies are. I know for me anyway, every time I heard one of those loud roars, I would get my ass into a corner, flick a flashlight on, and pull out, a weapon, and just prepare myself, because I don't know if there's some guy gonna come sprinting around the corner or what's happening. So sound gets 8 out of 10. Now the story in this game, there is a story element, but I would prefer. Well, okay, here's the thing. There is a story in this game. You're not really going to pay attention to it because all you want to do is kill some zombies. But the story element is here for those people who do want to recognize it. The only problem, my biggest problem with this game, is there is no fear of dying. There is no consequence of dying. In most games, like I'll compare it to another zombie game, Left 4 Dead. When you die in Left 4 Dead, you have to restart all over again. It's a bummer, but it's a consequence, and it trains you to not, die. It trains you to be a better player. In this game, when you die, all you do is you lose a little bit of your money, and you respawn instantly, like right beside where you were. That's it. And I can tell you that is so frustrating, and it really makes the story suffer, because there's no danger of dying. Like, look at this guy right here playing. It's not like, here's what I would suggest. If you die, you lose the weapon you're equipped with, at least. Like, that would be a much better consequence than just money. Like, lose your money, lose your weapon you're holding, go back to your latest checkpoint. There's no fear of dying, and I feel that, every time I see a big boss, it's okay. There's no challenge to this game other than losing money. Now, with saying that, if I were to go back to the beginning of the game and start over again, since I've already beaten it, I would probably want to try and upgrade a lot faster. And money costs a lot to upgrade. Or, upgrades cost a lot of money. So, I just wish that they would make the dying system a little more, feared. There's no fear of dying in this game. Unless you see a weapon that's like $40,000 and you gotta save up for that, there's no fear of dying. One thing I like about this game is the level up system and RPG elements that it includes. So you've got a skill tree, and it offers a bunch of skills, 3 categories. I think it's survival, combat, and I can't remember the third one. I should have it up on the screen. But I think that the RPG elements are done very well in this game, and they do help out a lot. I found with me, early in the game, I was running out of stamina so fast. I'd try and sprint from some zombies, and I'd think, well, I'm not going to be able to outrun them, so I should turn around and fight. I tried to turn around and fight them, I'd have no stamina, and I'd die, lose some money, but, that's okay, whatever. So I found myself upgrading my stamina. I wanted to be that speedy guy who could just get out of situations or, swing at 20 zombies and then be able to run away and still escape. So I think that RPG elements can really form your character to be someone who you think you would be in that situation. So if you were stuck on an island and zombies were attacking you, what would you do? Would you want to be the guy who can pick up a gun and just kill everybody and be able to, I don't know, reload faster, pick up more shit, kind of stuff like that, right? So I think they did the RPG elements and the level up system well. Now, another thing I like about Dead Island is the location. It's so weird, but they did the game so well picking a resort island. I thought when I heard Dead Island, I thought it was going to be, some tiny island, just some stupid ass storyline. And honestly, I liked the story. When I actually sat down and paid attention to the story, I liked it. So I think that the locations along with the story helped a lot. Part of the story is that there's a prison, and the prison is the only thing that can communicate with the outside world. You stuck on the island can't communicate anywhere outside of that. There's a prison, I don't know, like in the middle of the ocean or something like that, or somewhere near the edge of the island that can communicate with faraway countries and other locations that can actually help. So I think that being stuck on this island and them introducing you to this concept of you have no communications, but you know somebody that does, it helps make the story a little more interesting. I find in this game really interesting what the developers did was how they made the weapons. Instantly, when you think zombie game, you think, I'm going to grab a gun and sit in the corner, or I'm going to grab a gun and charge through these guys. Not the case. I actually found guns to be really garbage. I thought they were a big waste of time, for the most part. in the beginning of the game, you don't really find any guns, and to be honest, they're not that great. You can get weapons stronger than guns, like melee weapons, and guns to upgrade and to maintain cost a lot of money. So unless you're a gun specialist and you do side quests and earn as much money as you can, and you want to use guns, then by all means use them. But I really think that the melee weapons are where this game shines, and I find it really interesting because the melee weapons get you closer to the zombies, get you into the action. With guns, like look at Left 4 Dead. With Left 4 Dead, you know, there's that fear of dying because you don't want to restart, but you have guns, so you can take out a large portion of the threat from a distance. In Dead Island, most of the time, you're face-to-face with zombies. You have to get up close to them, and it really shows off those nice polished graphics when you're up in someone's face. Another thing I like about this game is the infected. I don't find them too annoying, but at the same time, they have that Left 4 Dead piss me off kind of feel. And what that is every zombie can slow you down. And it gets so annoying when you're trying to go somewhere and you don't want to fight, you just want to get a quest done, and a zombie slows you down. One more thing I want to touch on is the HUD elements. As soon as I started the game, I shut these off. Now what are they? Well, there's a health bar above the zombie's head, there's an XP counter, and there's like a damage counter, or something like that. Some numbers pop up and there's shit over the zombie's head. I instantly turn that off, and I suggest if you want a more in-depth feel, turn off the HUD elements. They make the game feel so much more scary and so much more fun, at least for me anyway, because, for example, if I see a big enemy, I have my HUD elements turned off. I don't know how much health he has. I don't know how much damage I'm doing when I'm hitting him, so it makes me think every time I get into a fight, I should try and struggle. I should try and stay in this fight. So I guess you could say that the HUD elements, if you turn them off, they make that fear of dying a little, like, it actually kind of makes you not want to die because you don't know how much you've done to the guy and how much you have to do to kill him. And I think that if you have, let's say you're fighting a guy and you take him down half health, if you don't want to die, you don't want to lose that $2,000 because that took you a little while to build up. So you want to say, wow, I don't know how much health this guy has, but I've been beating him for a while, so he's got to be close. And I think that not having his health bar and that damage little counter not being there makes the game so much more involved, in depth. That's a word I was looking for. Makes the game feel a lot more in depth because you don't know how much you've done to the guy. In real life, if there was a zombie apocalypse, you took an axe to a zombie's arm, you don't know if they're going to die or not. They could, and you don't know, how long can they keep going without that arm, right? So I think turning off the HUD elements makes the game a little more realistic. And overall, Dead Island, I really liked it. The graphics get a 7, the sound gets an 8 out of 10, and the story gets a 7 out of 10. Would I play this game again? Yeah, I would. There's 4 characters you can pick from, and after this review, I'm probably going to go play it with my friend again. And this is definitely worth a buy. I really liked it. It's one of the best zombie games out there. Other than Left 4 Dead, this game, pretty good. So I give this game an overall 7.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching, guys.